Hey guys, Joshua here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Aftershock Slate 15. The Slate 15 is going to be the first RTX laptop that I get to test out on the channel, and spoiler alert, I've really been enjoying it. So let's get into it. First up, design. The outside of the entire chassis is a matte black, and it is just so gorgeous with the Aftershock logo being a silver color, while on the inside it is a black color all the way through. The Slate 15 measures in at 380mm in width, 252mm in depth, and 19.9mm in height, so it is very slim and the weight is only 2.09kg, so very portable. At the same time, it is made out of aluminium alloy chassis that somehow feels a lot more solid, with a lot more rigidity in it even though it's so slim. On one side, you're getting the audio and mic jack, USB 3.0 port, SD card reader, and LAN port, while on the other side, there's another USB 3.0 port, two USB-C ports, mini display port, HDMI, and the power port. The screen is a 16.1-inch 144Hz 1920 by 1080 display packed into a body size that is supposed to be for a 15-inch screen, so you get a little bit extra room. And now for video editors, graphic designers, etc., the display of this has 100% sRGB, so you don't need to worry about that at all, and the image rendered is beautifully sharp. I've used it to watch movies, check out different videos, and all the images have just been perfect. There really isn't any weird coloring or distortion, including the fact that they have a color calibration service at their Aftershock service center, and your worries are all gonna be just gone. The keyboard is Aftershock's tactile hybrid keyboard with per key RGB, and personally for me, it took a while to get used to, but after that it becomes very easy to type on. The slight travel distance that you get really makes a difference, or maybe that's just a placebo effect for me, but it does feel pretty good when typing. Go try it out and let me know. There's also a very neat function built into the touchpad, and that is a fingerprint scanner. So after you open it up, all you do, put your finger, and it just unlocks the laptop. You can't go to the highest volume when playing music or games on this because there is definitely a little distortion at max volume, but bring it down to about 90% and you'll be fine. The sound then becomes a lot clearer and the distortion disappears. Bass is definitely pretty pronounced, and the highs and mids are all crisp enough for listening to music and gaming. On the inside, the configuration I have here has an Intel Core i7-8750H processor, so that's a 6-core 8th gen processor paired with a RTX 2060 GPU, 16GB of RAM, and a 512GB M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD. Let's just straight up get to the test because that's what we're all here for. In Cinebench R15, the OpenGL score is 105.78 FPS, with the CPU being 1070 CB. In 3DMark TimeSpy, you're getting overall score of 5813, with a graphics score of 5820 and a CPU score of 5778. Because this is an RTX card, I had to run the 3DMark Port Royale benchmark, and the score you're getting will be 3024. 3DMark Firestrike, you're getting an overall score of 13,584, graphics score being 15,251, physics score at 14,331, and the combined score is 7,158. In 3DMark Firestrike Ultra, you're getting a score of 3,450, and yeah, so a 2060 probably still not the greatest for 4K gaming, but since it scored very high on the previous Firestrike, I'm actually still pretty happy with the test results. For PC Mark 10, you're getting an overall score of 5,130, with the Essentials scoring 8,322, Productivity at 6,946, and Digital Content Creation at 6,337. In the Tomb Raider benchmark, for Mountain Peak, you're getting 81.06 FPS, Syria at 69.55 FPS, Geothermal Valley at 70.97 FPS with an overall score of 74.11 FPS. And bear in mind, this is all going at the most high setting, so this is like everything on very high and there's nothing turned off. In PUBG, with everything on Ultra, as you can see, you are maintaining FPSs of above 100 FPS, So you don't even need to try, you're definitely getting more than 100 FPS, and at times you even, I think generally you'll be hitting more than 130, at least that's what I've seen. So yeah, no complaints at all, definitely. This is just great. On idle, the temps maintain about 44 degrees Celsius, so it's generally below the 45 degrees Celsius mark, which is really good. The temps are definitely very viable. Running Prime 95 to ensure the CPU is under load at 100% for about half an hour or so, you'll notice that the temperatures are actually really good on this. I haven't seen it go above 80 degrees Celsius, and the sound is definitely not like crazy loud. It's more of a slight hum rather than a fan spinning whirring kind of noise. So this is like incredibly great thermals. Running the GPU on full load, temperatures are between the 81 to 82 degrees Celsius marks, and it hasn't gone past even 83 degrees Celsius, while the CPU under load with the GPU at the same time, you'll be getting 86 degrees Celsius, which is, to be honest, I do think that it's quite normal for a thin and light gaming laptop. For the fan noise, it isn't too loud. It actually sounds still like a rather loud humming. I have to say, I'm legit impressed with this. I keep expecting the thermals to hit the 90s and above, but even on high loads, it only hits about 85 degrees Celsius on full loads, which is perfectly fine because you won't be on full loads constantly. Normal gaming, the temps rarely, if ever, touch the 80 degrees Celsius mark. The fans have a distinct hum, but it isn't glaringly annoying because, like I said, it's a hum, not a whirring when expelling hot air, and the area around the back of the laptop where all the hot air comes out from does get very hot. I'd probably recommend propping the laptop up on, say, like a laptop cooler. The keyboard area also gets a touch warm, but not so warm that it becomes uncomfortable when gaming for long hours. I did notice the slightly higher temps under my palms and fingers, but I could easily continue gaming. If you're in an air-conditioned place, you probably wouldn't even feel it. At least I didn't feel it much when I was using this air-conditioned room. The biggest complaint again I have is that the battery. For gaming, I only got about 3 hours plus from this, but at the same time, the adapter has been shrunk down, so it's actually small and light enough to not be a burden when carrying it around, because what's the point of having a thin and light laptop if your adapter is going to weigh as much as the laptop? For pricing, this comes in at about 2,400 SGD, which I think is actually crazy competitive. I've been looking around, and to even get into this RTX ecosystem on a laptop, you're probably going to have to fork out about minimum also 2.5k plus around there if you're talking about the usual name brands. And even something like the Razer Blade 15 with similar specs is literally 3,570 SGD. So if you don't mind going for custom laptops, which I do think this is an insane value laptop, if you want to get into the RTX life, seriously, go for this. It isn't overpriced, especially for all the features from a 144Hz screen with 100% sRGB, great thermals, lightweight but sturdy body. What else could you ask for at this price point? Okay, let me know what you think of the Slate 15 in the comments below. Is this a laptop you'll be looking to upgrade to? Like and subscribe for more tech and gaming content, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!